Uber Air. Uber Air is a new aviation project by Uber Technologies, Inc., an American multinational transportation network. Uber aims to redefine travel by developing an aerial ride-sharing service between suburbs and cities. This new sky taxi service will be known to riders as Uber Air. The on-demand service will aim to reduce riders' commute times, as well as relieve city congestion. The company is working with vehicle and ecosystem partners, including NASA, and the U.S. Army Research Laboratory, ARL, to launch a fleet of eVTOL, electronic vertical takeoff and landing, aircraft. The flying taxi service is being developed in Dubai, Dallas, and Los Angeles. Los Angeles and Dallas will be the first American cities to demo the flying taxi system, planned for 2020, with commercial flyers expected to be available by 2023. The eVTOL aircraft will fly between conveniently located skyports. Some of the top names in design, architecture and engineering are designing these skyports, which will be capable of handling up to 1,000 landings per hour, despite having a footprint as dense as an acre or two. The company is working with U.S. federal and local policymakers to ensure the new aerial offering is safe and environmentally conscious. A number of international cities will also launch Uber Elevate in the near future. Uber has said that preference will be given to high-density metro areas, with at least 2 million people, so that pooling flights make sense. During the August 2018 Uber Elevate Asia-Pacific Expo in Japan, Uber announced its shortlist for countries that it would work with to launch its aviation project. These cities include Tokyo, Japan; Osaka, Japan; Mumbai, India; Delhi, India; Bangalore, India; Melbourne, Australia; Sydney, Australia; Rio de Janeiro, Brazil; Paris, France. Melbourne, in Australia, has recently been announced the first international city to offer Uber flights. Further cities have yet to be announced. During the August 2018 Uber Elevate Asia-Pacific Expo in Japan, Uber presented potential city flight paths to demonstrate what it could look like when a customer orders an Uber Air flight via the app. As an example, Uber proposed trip from San Francisco to San Jose. Uber says that the eVTOLs would take 15 minutes to complete the journey that would take well over 2 hours by car. Here is the flight route that Uber proposed. The flight-sharing network will be operated by a fleet of electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, eVTOLs. eVTOL stands for Electronic Vertical Takeoff and Landing, and refers to a new series of lightweight aircraft. These newly designed planes will be electric, and are expected to cruise at about 150 miles per hour and reach 2,000 feet. The planes will fly at a speed of 60 miles and operate on a charge. A series of eVTOL common reference models have been developed by Mark Moore, a NASA engineer who pioneered electronic pulse propulsion, DEP, and Uber's vehicle engineering team. These reference models have been developed around Uber Elevate's vehicle requirements and safety regulations. Requirements include 150 miles per hour cruise speed, 60-mile sizing range, a capacity for one pilot and for riders, and a 3-hour sprint of 25-mile trips. Uber held a summit, Uber Elevate, in May 2019. At this conference, Uber's head of Elevate Eric Allison announced that an Uber Air taxi will cost $5.73 per passenger mile. Allison said that this cost will go down to $1.86 per passenger mile. Ideally, this cost will eventually go down 44 cents per passenger mile. At that point, it will become cheaper to use Uber Air than in car per mile. Consumer flights are expected to start in 2023, following successful testing phases.